The first step in forest management is for the forester to meet with the landowner and establish their goals for the property. Common goals are to improve the health of the forest, generate income for the landowner, produce firewood, create wildlife habitat, and improve recreational access. The forester writes a management plan to implement the stewardship goals. For example, the plan may suggest that some low-quality, thinner diameter, or sickly trees be selectively harvested in order to allow more sunlight to fall on the better quality trees, improving their growth.
We're trying to remove the lower quality, unhealthy, poor formed trees, trying to grow the better formed, more valuable wood, trying to encourage growth in those. And we'll pick out one tree like this. Sometimes in areas where it'd be thick to a bunch of low quality trees, we'll take a group of them, and that'll not only allow the trees around it to grow, but it also opens up a hole for sunlight to get to start the regeneration, or allow what's growing on the ground to start to get a grasp of the sun.
If a harvest is planned, the landowner is given an estimate of the volumes of the different species to be removed and their stumpage value. The forester marks and tallies the trees to be harvested, lays out the paths on which the machines will travel through the woodlot, and marks any wetland areas or stream crossings.
We have a coating of our flagging so the logger knows what it means. When I tie blue and yellow ribbon together, and also write SC, it stands for stream crossing, so the logger can easily identify it.
The forester presents a cutting plan to the appropriate state forester for review. If the state official finds that the plan meets standards and requirements, the harvest is allowed to begin. The forester meets with the logger, who will conduct the harvest, and walks the lot, looking at the wood to be harvested. Together, they identify haul roads, crossings, and any other areas needing special protection, such as old stone walls, cellar holes, and other cultural artifacts unique to the property. The logger then begins the job of cutting, hauling, piling, and sometimes loading the wood. Upon completion of the job, the logger grades out any disturbed areas and installs water bars to stabilize the main haul roads. This facilitates recreational access and ensures the roads can be used again in a future harvest.
I really had to look to see where the trees were eliminated. It was so well done, just incredible. So I didn't have a sense that the woods had been touched.
In addition to over 20,000 acres of client forest land, Hull foresters manage the Hull Family Forest Land, a working landscape of Forest Stewardship Council, FSC, certified forests across southern New England that has been permanently protected from development through the company's partnerships with the Nature Conservancy, Norcross Wildlife Foundation, and many other environmental organizations and agencies. In 2000, the Environmental Protection Agency presented Hull Forest Products with an Environmental Merit Award for its pioneering role in the largest private land protection project in the history of Massachusetts, where the majority of the Hull forest lands are located. Today, Massachusetts is the 8th most forested state in the nation, with many towns in western Massachusetts having over 90% forest cover. Working forests like the Hull forest lands form the backbone of New England's rural character, and they provide public benefits such as open space, plant and wildlife habitat, enhanced air and water quality, carbon sequestration, and recreational opportunity. Hull Forest Products is proud to be a good steward to the land and actively seeks out new forest conservation projects each year.